It's fantastic to be here with Martin Borgmeier, okay, world long drive champion. Shake my hand, there we go. Okay, fantastic to have you here. We had a good session yesterday. We worked through some stuff. We're going to go a little bit more in depth today. We're going to try and soften the ball flight a bit more. Obviously, the big challenge for you is, I mean, your clubhead speed is up to what, 150 plus. You know, you get it out there. So everything about Martin is speed, power. And now we're in the finesse zone, we're in the short game zone. We had a good chat about it yesterday and how it's totally the opposite.
Yeah.
But there's some similarities, which we get into.
There is, yeah.
But obviously it's totally opposite in terms of one's power and one's soft on purpose. So we're going to go through some stuff, and it'd be good to recap on what we did yesterday, see where you are, and get your thoughts about what we changed as well. And we made a few setup changes. The big one we did was actually the grip pressure. So we really got the grip pressure much softer.
To that.
And I reckon you were like probably 20 out of 10 in terms of grip pressure, which wasn't surprising, okay? So we got it much, much lighter. What some of the other things we did, if you can recall, that we did yesterday?
Oh, a lot, actually. We went from like this, like down on the ball and left, to like, I wouldn't say up on the ball, but shallow, right? Yeah. And so my main feel is really from like absolutely zero hip turn at all and very like an outside in path, we went to like internal rotation over here, club path going out to the inside and coming back in from the inside and getting more of a draw feel for a chip shot, which was completely new to me.
Because you've played all your short game shots, and we'll get in the bunker in a bit, but you've always said everything's been like steep and cutty. You were very much this sort of player, you were wide, you were kind of almost stacked too far this way. Yeah. And like you said, there was just zero hip movement with this trail hip for you. So it would go out, and then you would drive. You chipped everything with 58, and then you sort of shut the face going back and then hold it going through. Oh, yeah. You're a great golfer. You were able to hit a lot of good shots, but you know, it's very unforgiving, that technique. Yeah. And it was coming off too hot. Like you were getting spin, but it was like really late. It was skipping and spinning. Yeah. And what we're doing here is trying to get a little bit more control, so there's more finesse to spin on the first bounce.
Yeah, and forgiveness especially, right? That was the breakthrough for me. Yeah. Like I have so much room to actually hit the ball, and it's pretty much ending up in the same spot. Yeah, good. So set up the ball, let's just go through it. So big thing was grip pressure. We got it much lighter. I mean, that feels like you're barely holding it now, right? Yeah. Yeah, that's good now. That's sort of a nice. What would you say is that?
That's a 4 out of 10.
That's a 4?
Yeah.
It feels like a -4. Yeah? Barely holding.
And we also looked at your stance, didn't we? We got the heels closer together. We went one club head here and 2 here. And if you can see here as well, what Martin's done is the right foot has dropped back. Yeah. So we've actually closed your heels, open the left foot out. So the toes are more or less in line, but we really feel like you're a little bit shut. Because you had no movement with this hip, by shutting and withdrawing this right foot here, it's allowing you to go this way, and that's massive. And I think any golfer who struggles that with an open stance, okay, there's no reason, you can't rotate the hip if that hip's so far in front. So just dropping it back allows you to work this way, and just gets your shoulder plane much shallower, whereas before it's very, very steep. Yeah. And remember, you had this right elbow sort of flaring as well. Yeah. And it would flare that way.
Yeah. Now they're tucked in.
What was that drill we did without the club? You remember that one?
Like that? Yeah.
You see, you start to get that feeling of how you move there.
So it's really like, I mean, it does everything, right? It does like the.
If you feel your triceps.
Yeah, like down here. The ribs there. Like it's more like I feel more like my elbows actually being tucked in, right? And then moving.
See how the hips are starting to move.
Yeah, and that's an automatic, by the way. I didn't even think about that, which is interesting.
And we also the interesting as well. Saying in long drive, all your pressure stays ball of the foot towards the toes almost.
Yeah, it's everything is
the bouncier part of the foot.
Yeah,
I guess it's
everything's going forward basically. Yeah.
Whereas now we're talking about kind of the weight staying forward, but the pressure's moving into that right heel. Yeah. And that's what you're feeling, which you've never really felt before, I think, in short game.
Very true.
On the other way. All right, so let's hit a few and see where we are with that, and then. Good. And what I love is when you're hitting a shot now, and I don't think you're doing this on purpose, but as you're playing it, like the club is just falling out of your hands. Yeah. And when we started, everything was like driven there, and you were holding it there. That's just a good sign that the club's actually releasing now. Yeah.
Yeah, that's totally different.
It's just landing so much.
And that's the right line too.
There we go. Got the line now. Good. Yeah, nice. You just look so much softer.
Yeah, and especially it's really like, I think these 3 balls I just hit, every single one of them was at a different point on the face. and they all pretty much ended up in the same spot. Yeah, which is so interesting because it's so forgiving.
So you're just starting to just get a little bit too setty with those wrists in the backswing.
What do you mean by
That's
that?
understandable because what I mean by that is as you're going back, it's doing this a bit.
Okay.
I think that's because you've lightened your grip pressure so much, which is a good thing. However, let's do it again. I want you to just get this feeling here. So take a backswing. I want you to feel a little bit more right side torso turn there, okay?
Oh, like that way.
Yeah, you're still getting a little bit stalled out with the turn. It's got to encourage then the wrist to set a bit too much.
Okay.
Just feel like you're turning more here. Yeah? And then coming down, feel like there's a bit more pressure with this left arm attached. And that kicks in really about 2 feet from the ball as you're coming in. Just apply a bit of pressure and that allows the club to release a little bit more. Which is alien to you because, you know, yes, you're out here.
Yeah.
Massive gap.
Yeah.
Whereas you just feel like a little bit more right side rotation here and a little bit more pressure in here, okay?
Okay. It's almost like...
Yeah, that's it. That's it. You feel those thumbs nice and light on the grip as well, yeah? That was a big point. You did.
Okay, let's try it.
Yeah, that's better.
A lot more spin too, by the way, on that thing. That's interesting.
And that's different for you, right? Because normally you just throw it in there and hope for late spin.
Yeah.
You're actually sitting
I was just going like this. Like,
yeah. Just driving.
I was hoping for it.
Yeah.
To somehow end up in the right spot.
Yeah. Good. Just make sure your chest keeps moving with it though. So through, well, let me show you.
Yeah, I almost stopped on that one.
Yeah, which you kind of want in a way because you've always been this way, but you want to let the club fall, but as it starts to fall through impact, you see you have to keep turning through it so it all matches up this way, so it's all together. And again, I hit that an inch behind.
Yeah.
But, you know, that's what we're looking for. Whereas before, you had to hit the ball first. Yeah. You had to get the ball first because there was so much steepness and drive into it. Whereas now you've got this big margin for error. So yeah, just feel this time as you play the shot, there's a bit more chest rotation with it.
Okay.
Okay. Through impact.
And then release, yeah?
Yeah, the release is there, but the chest matches and supports it. Yeah, how's that feel?
Yeah, different. Clean. That feels clean.
Yeah,
that
was pure, that one. And when you're chipping, do you look at sort of a landing spot? How do you visually see it?
No, I don't.
Okay,
I just don't see it. Yeah. I just hope.
It.
Yeah, it's just, I mean, I'm looking for a landing spot, but I'm not really aware of like a launch window, a landing window, or a spin or whatnot. I just check actually what I do is I check the brake and I try to get the line right, and that's really what it is.
Yeah, but I think now your ball's coming off with more consistency. Like it's coming off the right flight with the right spin. You can start doing this now. And I'm a big believer that feel comes from technique.
Yeah.
If you get your technique pure and it's coming out the same window every time, you can then start to visualize your shot better. Now see this light stripe here?
Yeah.
You've got to land it in that stripe, kind of level with that first pin.
The bright one?
Yeah, okay, the bright stripe.
And level with the flag?
Level with the flag, okay. So you start just dialing it in a bit more with your eyes so you can feel it better now. Let your eyes give you the feel.
That's got to be a pretty low shot, huh? Like fairly low, not too high.
There we go. That's amazing. Tell you what, you fold it.
Come on, get in the hole.
Okay. All you've done there is your eyes have played the shot, you see.
Yeah, true.
But so technique first, and then trust it and start seeing the shot. You know, you're a great player, not really talented golfer, but you've got to let your instincts also get involved with the shot.
Yeah. And that probably comes with experience, right? The more you know.
And your eyes get used to
and course management as well.
Yeah, it's picking the right shot and reading the lie and all those things.
Yeah. It's interesting.
Yeah, that's pure. I love that. I love how connected your arms were to your body now. This one's going in.
Okay, we got it.
There we go. Good work.
He's a magician. That's what he is.
I love that.
Wow. Okay.
That is properly releasing now. You are letting that club flow through the ball. There's no drive anymore. Yes. And you're getting confident now.
Yeah.
Now, if you bail it out to the right a little too much, that's just when you get a little bit too underneath. You see, you're there.
Yeah.
So as you release, you must just turn onto it a little bit.
Okay.
Okay.
Thinned it.
Yeah, a little quicker there in transition. We did talk about that yesterday as well. It's like making sure in transition you get awareness of the club head. And we did the thumbs off drill for that. We're saying gave you a bit more awareness where the club head was in transition.
So it's more going that way.
Yeah. Remember, you're fighting. What would be your sort of first move in long drive from the top? Like if you
stomp on the left.
A stomp on the left foot. So what would it go this way?
It would automatically do that.
So you would lag.
Yeah. So yeah, exactly. So what I do up here is basically I want this section to go first.
Yeah.
But then this is really the point in time where the magic happens.
Yeah.
Because you create so much torque. You put all the pressure forward and you want to apply as much force as possible to the handle. And that's doing this.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's also accelerating this path.
Yeah, sure. And that's what you're fighting against in
the
short game.
This is the opposite.
Yeah, exactly. That's why it's so interesting because you could see there was a bit of that.
Yeah.
Okay, and this is what we've got to be careful. We don't change your pattern to long game, obviously, but you've got to make sure, and hopefully what you're understanding now, that it's different. It's a different sport. Almost.
Totally different.
For you, it's a different sport, which is exciting.
But the cool and bad part at the same time is in golf, we got to bring it together.
Yeah.
Or we just don't miss a green. Right.
Oh,
that's it. That would be the easy part. Yeah, exactly. You hear that
not as much fun though, yeah?
Yeah, true.
I love missing greens. Yeah, good. Just manage transition better there. Yeah, so light.
It feels like nothing. That's
and you feel a draw pattern as well?
Yes, totally do. Yeah, I totally do. Actually, it's interesting because the way I feel it is more in the backswing than in the downswing. Because, like, to me, an inside takeaway is always, I mean, my brain connects that with a draw.
Yeah, I remember it's a chain reaction, okay?
Yeah, true.
It's a chain reaction, so you get your backswing right. Whereas before, you see, your elbow was going out this way.
Yeah.
Well, what you're going to do as a good player who's got instinct for the game, you're going to match it with that.
Yeah.
Okay, whereas now you're here, much more connected to what you're going to do. You're going to release it and let the body move this way.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it. That's really
good. I felt that draw.
Yeah, no, that was fantastic. Right, let's just play a few like softer ones now, where we're going to flight it up a bit more. Let's say we'll go for this tight pin, but we're going to stick with 58. I know you carry a 62.
Yeah.
Right, but remember, because you've always driven so hard and you've de-lofted it so strongly, in a way, if this makes sense to you, if you've got a 62, do you think you're going to be incentivized to release and find loft, or do you think you're going to be incentivized to kind of keep it down?
Yeah, probably that, yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So what you want to do, I prefer you to use a 58, which is a bit stronger than your 62. And then can you find a soft shot with a stronger loft?
Yeah.
Now, in certain circumstances, get this to 62, but you've got to train harder when you play.
Yeah.
Okay, as we talked about last night at dinner, when you were talking about long drive, you train harder, and then you can game, a bit more of a smoother swing or whatever. But in short game practice, let's make it tough. All right, can you create a soft flight with a bit of spin with a 58? If you've got the luxury of a 62, maybe use it. Okay, but let's train it with 58 first. Okay, so this is really quick. We're landing this on a down slope. Okay.
So what I would do naturally is I would open up the face a little bit.
Yeah.
So and then. Now my instinct kind of tells me to go like this.
Yeah, okay. You're going to start with a flop shot.
Yeah, but we don't want to do that. Nice. Yeah. So I would go like that and try to go like that.
So I want you to drop that right foot back even a little bit more.
A little more?
This is for you because you are so much this way.
Yeah.
I want you to drop it back a little bit more and really feel like you're moving.
Really exaggerate it?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So like that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, that's nice. Okay, let's try again. You felt like kick a little bit there as well. I mean, it's quite firm ground here.
Yeah, like how it bounced
Like you've really opened that face quite a lot.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do it as much as that.
Okay, more like this?
Yeah. It's interesting your wedge, you've got a diagonal pattern that runs this way. You see that?
Yeah.
Okay, so your wear mark's going this way quite a lot.
Yeah.
Really, if you look at my wear mark, you see it's more this way?
Yeah.
So that tells me you play a lot of open sort of cross.
Yeah, and everything, I hit everything off the toe as well.
Yeah, because the ball's sliding this way.
Yeah, Yeah.
Okay, and if you put your finger down, you run your finger across the grooves, you barely feel them. But if you put your finger down, run them up the grooves, you feel it.
More friction, yeah.
So let's try and stop this with spin rather than flight.
Okay.
So have it a little bit open, but don't go crazy with the opening of the face, because that's one of the reasons it's kicking off that hard line.
So you want me to generate that loft like dynamically
with some release. So we're into more what I would call a release 2 now, where if you do this, if you hold it at the bottom of the grip with the right hand and put a couple of fingers at the top there and just get to the top, and just this gap here for you, before has always been this way, now you're working it more here.
Like that, yeah.
Yeah.
And that's how we add loft.
Yeah, we're not creating the flight by going open face, cutting across. That is a shot. It is a shot, but it's not this one. I want you to feel like you're going to find it with a bit more release this way. Okay.
And I've probably done like 10,000 of those in my life, right? Yeah. And I've done like 4 of these.
Exactly. Yeah.
So far. So.
I'll give you a bit of margin here. Right, open, square the face a little bit more. Still a bit too much open. That's better. That's great.
Is that still open, you would say?
Yeah, that is still open.
Wow, okay.
See, that's what I like. We can work with that. That's a good shot.
Yeah. It's not that high though, but it's generally
not high, no, but we can definitely release it softer as well.
Okay.
I just feel like you're just letting the weight of the club fall a bit more.
Okay.
Again, which is super against your instinct, but see, I love that. You can't play any better than that.
Get in.
You can't play any better than that. I mean, it's almost an impossible shot, right?
Yeah.
Okay, but that's...
Well, I could play it higher.
Yeah.
Right? I could try to like...
But
maybe...
remember, it's not quite what we want. We'll play that in a minute.
Okay.
But there's 2 ways of stopping the ball. One with spin, one with land angle, okay?
Okay.
We're going spin first. Okay, see that left wrist is getting a little bit arched down at times again, which again is a power move, right? Okay.
Yeah.
We want it to go more this way.
Okay, in the backswing, yeah?
Yeah, so feel like you're going to get some knuckle twist. You feel that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, rather than that way.
Mm-hmm.
There's more there. And then nice and narrow through it. So you cup it out a bit of knuckle twist, and you go narrow.
Okay. So like, but not this way.
Yeah.
That way, yeah?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
Yeah, that's pure. There you go. Yeah. How's that feel? Yeah, that's great.
Oh, that was soft.
Yeah, that was soft.
So it's that.
Good.
And like
that's a game changer, that wrist for you.
Yeah.
Yes. But yes.
Oh yeah.
Look at this.
That is perfect. That's going in the hole.
Martin Borgmeier with serious finesse. Serious finesse.
That was good.
Right?
That was really good. And by the way, I almost felt like that was the same speed.
Yeah.
But it was just softer, if that makes sense.
It
Yeah,
just
it's
dropped,
like,
didn't it?
Yeah. But it was not like I was trying to go slow, if that makes sense. It was just like, I almost feel like soft and slow are 2 different things. Well, you tell me. At least in my
Will you feel like soft in your body, soft in your hands? And
yeah.
Yeah, now we got it. Really got it.
Yeah. Get in.
Get in. Nice. Love how soft that's landed.
Beautiful.
Love it. And that's a quick shot down there.
Yeah.
It's good. Right, should we get in the stand, yeah?
See how many balls there are right next to the flag?
Yeah, they're all yours.
So are mine. That was good stuff, yeah.
Do you feel like you spin it enough? Does it come out online? You know,
it depends. Like the short shots, obviously don't have a lot of spin, right? They almost come out dead.
Yeah.
And then for these longer shots, it's actually okay because I feel like
you feel you can run it out.
It's a pretty. I would guess my swing is pretty long, right? And I mean my club head speed is like probably pretty high, and this is like the amount of spin that I create for such a shot. But is it enough? I don't know. I don't know how much I can actually create.
I think we get a lot
when done properly.
Yeah. Just have one more for me. So one thing I think we can really look at here, I'm totally forgetting where the pin is here. I'm just going to draw a line through this divot. Okay. I want you to come and stand here and have a look where that line is.
Yeah, this is like 15 degrees outside it.
Yeah, probably a bit more like 20. Yeah. So it's 20 degrees left.
20, yeah.
And this is how you've always played it this way?
Always.
You've always thought it's the way to do it? Because you stand really open.
Yeah.
You open the face, you take it out and you drive down and cut across it. And you're good at it. You are good at it.
Yeah, because I probably did like 25,000 of these already.
Yeah. But can you see the discrepancy in left to right? You've got some sort of 7 feet left. You've got a couple sort of 4 or 5 feet right.
Yeah.
That's because you're cutting across, and there's such a variable with the ball how much it's coming across the face. Some stay on the face and go left. Some slide up a little bit more and go to the right.
Yeah.
And they're also landing and spinning quite a bit to the right
as
well. So if you've got to hold a bunker shot, you've got to bring it in the side door, which is quite hard to do. You know, it's easy to hold a bunker shot with straight spin than slice spin. And also because you are swinging across the ball, you've got to hit your bunker shots much harder. Okay, and you've got the speed, you can do that. But in terms of getting control out of bunker shots, I promise you it's much easier if you've got a smoother speed to get distance control.
That's probably also why I feel so comfortable doing this right now, because I can just whack it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And now, but now we're learning the finesse part.
Yeah.
So there's a different way.
So we're going to add some finesse in here.
Yeah.
So we're going to play around a little bit with set, and like all of you short game, we're going to try and put a little bit more of a draw feel in this. So we are going to get, and also a bit wider. I don't really feel like you get enough base as well. Because one thing I really want to do to get your spin is really narrow the arc. So I'll just hit one here. Just watch my arc of the hands, okay, as they go through impact. Whereas you sort of arc it, you sort of come in fairly late. You make it look good, but actually through the ball, it's over here.
Yeah.
Okay, again, swing wide, you know, in terms of how you swing the driver. But just watch the arc through it. Can you see it's in here?
Super narrow.
Yeah? And that's what we want. And putting it in that holster is what's going to generate that height and that spin for you. But again, look at my divot here compared to yours. Yeah. Okay, so there's your line.
Yeah, I would say yours is just, it's almost straight, maybe slightly right.
Slightly right, okay, yeah. So it's definitely more of a draw feel to it. So I'm going to put my footprints in the sand. Now, you're a lot taller than I am. Yeah. I'm just going to put them where my feet are, and that'll be interesting to see how that feels to you. But then we'll need you to stand a little bit further away than I do, but it'd be good in terms of alignment for you to feel, and also width. So let's club face there, feet there. So go in those footprints there, and address the ball. Now, how does that feel? And just first impression.
Like I'm going for that pin.
Right.
That's how it feels like. Okay.
All right. So you feel way short. What about distance from the ball?
Much further away.
Further away. I mean, crikey, you're probably a foot taller than me.
Yeah.
Okay. So we might have to get a little bit further away still. So you go an inch further away than I stand. That's it. Okay.
And my God, it almost feels like I can't reach.
Yeah. Now, what have you got to do to make sure you get to the ball now, do you think, in terms of knee flex?
Yeah.
You've got to get down a bit more. Yeah, that's right. So you want to be feeling now that you're sitting down more. Yeah. That's going to get your hands lower, okay, which is going to help you get narrower in your arc and get more spin. Okay. So you want to hit a longer running bunker shot. Stand close, work the sand forward. If you want to hit these spinners, we want to get low. Get nice and narrow, okay? To do that, you've got to see the setup much lower down here, okay?
Yeah.
And narrow, wider. It feels wider, does it? That's good. There we go. All right, let's get your pelvis.
Ball position a little forward, though?
Yeah, just inside the heel there. Get your pelvis a bit more forward. Now that looks good.
Okay.
That looks good. I like that. Now, when you go back in the backswing, I want you to really feel your right hip turning back and your right torso turning. Okay. I quite like how you set the wrist. I want you to feel like you are going to cup it still here. Yeah. Okay? But you want to be feeling this way.
Okay.
So your feel, remember again, feel and reel are different things. Your feel is this.
For the head?
For the path.
Yeah. I mean for the club head path.
For the
not for the hand path. Yeah.
So here, and then you feel like it comes in here.
Okay. So like.
And then we'll talk about how you move through the ball because, yeah, do that again. So you go to the top of the swing. That's it. Start coming down on the inside. Start releasing. Now as you release, you then go this way. And this is going to feel really different.
Oh, yeah.
And you're going to hit some properly different bunker shots than you've ever hit before if we can get this, okay?
Yeah.
This is narrowing in the holster, okay?
Okay.
Okay, right. Fine. So that's what we'd expect. Look at the divot line. Much better. You didn't move around the corner.
So first of all, that's a tap in, okay? So that's the first bit.
I've got high standards.
Okay, I know you're not result driven right now, but that was pretty damn good.
It's a tap.
Okay.
I think we did 50% of what we needed to do there, right?
Okay, so a little further away. And sorry, I was distracted by the ball. So what did you say?
Don't worry. So keep going.
Okay.
I want you to keep. You're working on the first part of the processor. Good. That right side's really turning nice. Okay. Right, let me show you what's going on there. That's good. So what you're doing there is you are working much more in here.
Yeah.
Much more in here.
Yeah.
So much better. But you're sort of going there.
Okay.
You see that?
So you want to rotate through a little more?
You're not rotating. So you've got to feel like you're in here. You release it. But look, my foot's back here. Look, I'm coming from the inside, but you have to feel, you turn onto it. See?
It's interesting because I'm almost mentally blocked to properly swing through because I feel like I'm hitting it so much further this way. Right? Because I'm not taking that much sand. Everything's more shallow. So I feel like, oh my God, I got to put the handbrake on so this is not going in the trees.
Yeah, that's true.
But
you've got to hit enough to feel that.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right. There's an element of that. You've took way too much sand before, by the way. Your divots at the beginning were getting deeper as they were getting longer.
Yeah.
That's good if there's no sand, like if there's very little sand. But if there's sand in a bunker like this, you want your divot to be level from the front to the back. And that's what you're starting to get. But you've got to make sure you're just moving around the corner a bit more. Let's go through the whole action there, okay?
Okay.
Right, so take it back with the turn. So start coming in here. Now release it, okay? And then you've got to come this way, and this way, and this way. Like, you see that ball picket over there?
Yeah.
That's where I want you to finish.
Okay.
Okay? But you do it late. Yeah. You don't get to a top and go early with that move. It's from in here, and then you're around the corner.
So I still want to like let the club actually drop.
Well, not really. In the bunker, it's not more. You're not letting gravity do it. You're actually making it happen yourself.
Okay.
So you need to put a bit of fire in with the wrist and then move around the corner.
Okay.
Yeah, that's much better. I like that. So it's just you're not digging it out anymore, are you? It's skipping better.
You know what's funny? I don't even know where to look for the ball because I'm so focused on that ball picker. I don't really see the ball.
You do that, then you come back and find it.
My eyes have to learn where to look.
Yeah.
This is so different, completely different. Would there be a difference between like dry sand and heavy wet sand?
Yeah, there is. Yeah, let's go through that. Yeah. So when it's the depth is a big thing. So the more sand there is, if there's loads of sand, okay, if there was a lot of sand.
So for you, this is a lot of sand, yeah?
Yeah, loads of sand. I mean, I can create as much as you want, like really ramp it up. Loads of sand. The more sand there is, the more bounce you want to be using. Okay, so you want to be using this part here.
What does that mean?
So that means that as you release the club, you've got to release it more. You need more interaction with this to work through it.
Okay.
Like the kind of way you did it before, you'd be dragging it here. You'd have a little bit of release at the bottom. It's pretty late, but if you go this way too much, it's just going to dig in. So if I was going to play this with any drag, you see it just sort of it digs in. So the more sand there is, the more release there is. So I'd be using what I call a release 3 here, where I'm really flipping it back here, like really going for it. Let me hit one. So the ball goes on right forward on the left foot there. Handle comes back a bit, and then we're just really throwing that release, and you can still play the shot. Yeah, did it go in? I can't see from down here.
Almost. It's like this close.
Yeah.
But okay, so what you're saying is, so you want, with that release, what you're describing is, first of all, it's a lot of dynamic loft, and there's also a lot of change in loft, right, over time.
Exactly. Yes.
So okay, that's interesting.
That gives the club lots of energy and lots of ability to work through the sand.
Yeah, and that's so interesting because that's again the opposite of what we're trying to do in long drive.
Totally opposite.
Because we're just trying to keep it as consistent as possible.
Yeah, exactly.
So we have a lot of room to actually strike it.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Right.
Okay,
but now, if you've got this lie, which is what you sometimes get, where you walk into a bunker and you think, crikey, there's no sand. You know, you feel it feels firm. And if you did that release that you've been doing nicely, and I did that release I did on that last shot, I am thinning that.
Yeah.
That's going 40 yards over the green.
Yeah.
So the real skill in bunkers is having the IQ to read the lie. Once you've read the lie, it will tell you what release to use.
How would you know how much sand there is without testing it? Because you're not allowed to test it.
Well, you've got to switch your eyes on, because your eyes tell you a bit. That looks softer than that to me.
Yeah.
And your feet, you've got to switch your feet on. So as you're walking, you've got to feel it.
Yeah.
You can feel it. Occasionally there's a mystery, you know, that's just different under the ball, but generally it isn't. Only happens about twice a year to me where I totally miss the line.
I mean, you can see if it's firm. I mean, this is firm and this is soft, but you can't really tell how much sand there is.
No, but you can do this. You can dig your feet in.
Yeah, okay.
You see? So I can see there's not much there.
Okay.
So that would be now, I'd be getting like warning signs saying, well, you know, it's got thin written all over it. So what I'm going to do now, look, I'd put the ball in the middle and I would lean more this way and I would actually put some shaft lean in. So you've got a 62, you might get a 62 out now for this shot.
Okay.
Because you need to decrease the bounce now.
Okay.
Okay.
I mean, that one also has less bounce. It has 8 degrees.
There you go. So that would be the club to use here. Right, so yeah, so these bear lies, yeah, you don't want it kicking. So I go 62, got 8 degrees of bounce on that. That's going to help you, but I will still add a little bit of forward leaning. Basically, when you've got a bear lie like this, you've got to think, this is insurance. That's taking this out, because suddenly now, this is the dangerous bit.
Yeah.
Okay, from soft sand, this is your friend.
Yeah.
But from this lie, it's not. So I would now release this steeper. I might even aim a bit left and go back to your way of doing it to get steeper, because that's a steepening ingredient.
Yeah.
But I would then hold the finish much shorter here. So it's never going to kick on me. So I'd play it more like this.
Almost like pop it out.
That's it. So it kicks. It doesn't kick, so it's just like finishes nice and low, and the leading edge stays down, and that's the way of popping it, yeah. And if you can just read the lie and change how you release it, change your angle of attack, which is done by the way of how you tilt the shoulders, like really soft stand. If you noticed, I was ball forward,
yeah,
tilted back. So that's going to shallow it.
Would that change on slopes too?
Yeah, exactly. So if you're on an upslope, same thing. You've got to go with the slope. Down slope, you go this way.
Yeah.
So on a down slope, I wouldn't be releasing it as much because I'd have the fear of kicking it early. On an upslope, I don't want to be kicking it into the slope. I've got to release it more with the slope.
Yeah, yeah.
So that's really important. But yeah, that depth of the bunker is really important. So let's play that hard pan with a 62. So you can see there's very little sand there, yeah?
Yeah. So how much open would you go?
I go not as open as you were, but maybe halfway to where you were before.
Like this much?
Yeah. And then lean forward now more this way. And your release now is you're going to go the hinge, and then you're going to hit down and be more there.
And stop it?
Yeah, exactly.
So it's more like...
Just for this lie.
It's not inside out. It's not.
You can go a little bit out to it. I don't mind you getting your divot a little left for this one.
Okay.
Okay.
Like
good.
that, but harder?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Can't believe I'm telling you to swing faster.
Yeah, now finally we can. I mean, that was the same speed like the other ones, right?
Yeah.
And this needs a little bit more speed.
Yeah, that's nice. That's really good.
Yeah.
Very, very good shot. I like that. So you're holding the loft on this one. You're not releasing the loft.
Yeah.
Okay, but we get the soft lie.
Switch back to
lots of sand now.
Yeah.
Loads of sand there. Let's rake it up, get loads. Right? Generally, it's not the lie that good players like. You know, loads of sand. Because it's harder to play, but now you can just put that ball forward. You can tilt the right shoulder a little bit lower. You can square up like you've done in the alignment, okay? You're turning your right side and you're really releasing the club now. And you want to be feeling like it's back here.
Oh yeah, okay.
Okay? And you're using the back edge, the trailing edge, release 3 on that hip, and then from there you move around the corner, but you're really trying to throw this thing over your shoulder.
Oh wow,
okay?
So it's really like...
Yeah.
Like that. Okay.
But much more backswing. Right, really.
Oh yeah, you really got to hit this.
Yeah. You hit. I mean, I'm pretty much hitting this flat out, for me.
Oh really? Okay.
Yeah. Obviously, my flat out's different to your flat out, right? But
yeah, I can try. Let's see where it's going.
You see how much the sand just stalls it? But the thing is, the more I think you can release that more than you're doing, and it'll work through the sand better.
Yeah.
But you're still not really.
Even more.
You're not releasing it enough. Yeah. Like you've got to feel like you do this.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like that's a great shot.
Oh yeah.
I mean, there's so much sand there, but look at the divot depth here. Look. Just so consistent front to back. That's the key to bunker play when there's more sand. Good. Okay. Good. Oh, that's the best one you've done today.
Wow! Did you see that spin?
That was pure. And again, look at the divot. It's absolutely at the flag.
Yeah, like this.
The divot depth is just the consistency of a divot depth is the game changer for you.
So good.
You're not getting that diggy, deep
so
divot.
Good. Like that.
Yeah, much better. I mean, I almost saw that draw then.
Yeah, I think it drew.
You did.
Yeah, I actually think it drew.
Well, that's fantastic. That's great.
good
So
stuff.
we'll get on to pitching next, yeah?
Yeah.
All right, brilliant. You keep practicing that, yeah? Yeah, so that's the danger of the way you're doing it. You see how deep this divot is getting after the ball?
Yeah.
Like, there's no real clip. And again, 11 degrees left there.
Yeah.
Face is 0.5. What loft are you using there? 58?
58, yeah.
58, okay. So you turn that into 44.
I try to go a little higher.
Yeah, that's the struggle as well. I mean, it's a little damp, the turf, which is, again, I don't really like for this technique you're using.
Yeah, and also the thing is, I either chunk it and it's a chunk and run.
Yeah.
Or I hit it pure and then it's too far. It's hot. It's hot.
It's coming in really
Then
hot.
I really have to hope for the spin.
Yeah,
kick in.
It is a shot. I mean, it is a shot.
Yeah.
To a back pin, like when you skip it up a green, but
yeah, maybe
it shouldn't be your
left
stock.
One.
Yeah, we'll go to the left.
When I go to the left one, I can hit it more like that.
Big bounce, big bounce.
Zip, zip.
That's gone over the green.
And by.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it is a
and
shot,
I mean, look at the divot.
Yeah, no, it's huge. I mean, that's a serious gouge. You could bury a squirrel in there. Yeah. Okay, way too steep. So we need to shallow this out for sure.
Yeah.
So yeah, set up to the ball there. Which one? Let's go for that. Let's go for the. We are going for that one, that pin there. Yeah, straight ahead. The
first one.
Yeah, the first one. So again, if you look where the feet are aiming here, just come and have a look where the feet are. Come back here. You can see how open it all is.
Oh yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah. So you're way open. That's making you go back with barely any hip turn, and then you're just doing the classic hold off this way.
Yeah.
Okay.
So same thing basically, right?
You've got to try and take. Yeah, it's like an extension of what we've done.
Yeah.
So you are going to really now feel, again, I don't mind the right foot being a little bit shut here, like just hook it in, drop it back a little bit. And I want you to really feel this way. You've got to get the shaft plane more on a 45 here. That doesn't mean you're rolling it in. I want the right side to work with it, but yeah, we've got to get a better connection to the shaft more there on a 45 angle. And then from there, it's going to shallow better, and crucially, you'll be able to release the club properly.
Yeah.
Okay, and that'll be the big change. So let's hit a few just from changing setup, see what we get.
Okay.
See if we can get that path number a bit nearer to 0. Okay, now I've got a good drill for you as well. So that was 18 degrees left there, that last one. 7 degrees down. And already, just change your stance, look at it, hint to draw.
Yeah.
Club path 0.0.
0.0.
So that's
there we go.
10 degrees sort of improvement there, yeah.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah, there's a little bit more left, but it's still much better. It's much shallower. I mean, look at the divot now. You're barely making it. And that's what I see with the best wedges. I don't see huge divots. I see clipping. The roots of the divot are in from front to back.
Yeah.
Again, same as we talked about earlier, the club is then working with the ground. Okay, and we can start to get that ball clipping and launching lower because of how you're hitting it. And you know as well as anyone, the more you hit down on it this way, you get that deflection, and that's what pops it up.
Yeah.
So you were trying to actually kind of drive this thing forward, but your launch angle was actually up there at 39 degrees you had on some of your early shots there. So we're going to see if we can launch this much lower, just from the quality of strike and the path and release that we're putting on the shot. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just a million times shallow. It's a hair thin, but I'd much rather you be that side of a line. That path was 1.8 to the right there.
Yeah, that makes sense. So it's like, okay.
Little driven, but I like the swing path. Now the best drill for you, this would be great for you to practice, 6 degree swing path. What a change.
Oh yeah, yeah.
This is the best drill for you. Drive a high T-peg, like this. Let me demonstrate it first. So, because you've always hit down on it so much, your strike point is actually really quite high in the face. And you know about gear effect, obviously you get heel and toe gear effect, but obviously you get face twist this way if you hit too far above centre, and below centre it actually climbs over, and that's how you get the friction up. So this is teaching you to clip it a little bit more on the 3rd, 4th groove.
Yeah.
Rather than hitting it sort of groove 7, 8, 9, which is where you've been in the past. So just the very instinct for you is that by teed up this high, to clip that. And the idea here is you don't disturb the T-peg. You've just got to try and clip it off the top of the T-peg. So you hover it here, you stand a little bit shut there, you hover it, and because it's teed up, it's going to encourage you to move more this way.
Yeah.
Which is definitely away from where it used to be.
Yeah, it's not going to work.
It's going to encourage you here, and then to clip it, again, if you pull down, you're going to hit really hard the face. So you've got to learn to release the club, face and shaft, and then move the body with it. And if you get this, you'll just clip it, and you'll see the spin will be seriously high, and hopefully just get a touch of draw. You see that?
Oh yeah.
Now watch the ball. Okay, so that's the friction really going up, but I hit that, you could hear it. I hit it perfectly off that third groove, and I've left the T-peg there. So this drill would be brilliant for you.
Okay.
And I want you to clip this without moving the T-peg, and I want a yard of draw. That's a great first attempt. That is a great first attempt. Brilliant. 6-8. So I slightly beat you on the spin.
Maybe I need some clean grooves.
Exactly.
That might help.
Let's give them a try. Now,
look, and we got a T down here.
Yeah.
It's convenient.
You're desperate to get a spin beating 7-2, aren't you?
Yeah.
So the club pad was 1.6 and the face was 1.3 shots. So that's certainly now is much better. You've got path and you've got face. Remember, before you were path face.
Yeah.
Okay, now we've moved it in the right direction.
Yeah. And what about the angle of attack? You were down 4, I'm down 2. Is
Yeah,
that like what
well,
you're
that's
looking
good.
for?
So before you were 7, 8, 9.
Yeah.
So I anywhere between say 2 and 6 for this sort of 45-yard shot, that would be good.
Yeah.
Do you feel the friction there?
Oh yeah. Zip.
Yeah.
Towed it a little bit.
Yeah,
Let's see the spin.
Okay, it's interesting.
6.5.
So the path actually was 0.6. So still very good from where you were, but
interesting.
we can get that path more to the right. So let's just practice that backswing again. Get a little bit more on that 45 angle. That's it. And I don't want you to roll the club to put it on the 45. It's got to feel like it's the right side taking it back. That's it.
Okay.
Path to the right. I want the ball starting right of the pin. I mean, it's another great drill, really simple one. I mean, the more I'm working with you, the more I realise you're actually a really instinctive player. So you could just do this as an exercise. Just take dead aim at that. That should be more or less on the pin.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so aim at it. Aim at it.
It looks so far right.
Yeah, interesting. Yeah, but you're going to aim at it.
Yeah.
You've got to start it here. Now, if you hit the rod, that's fine. That's not a bad shot. But I want the ball to start right of it. So again, let your instinct do it.
Okay.
Don't think too much about what you're doing. You've got to start it right and finish it left. Got the draw. Watch the spin. Zip. Ooh. Where was that on the face? Was it?
I heeled it.
Okay. What's the path number there?
Doesn't show, but it's 7-2 spin.
Okay, there we go.
And it was not a good strike at all.
That's pure.
Oh my God.
That's pure.
That was so much softer, but it was...
Here we go. 5.4 club path.
Gotcha.
1.5 shut face. So the face was 6.9 shut to path. 7,000 spin. 2 meters of left curve. That was a nice shot. And we got 28.8 launch angle. And do you feel that sort of third groove contact there?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Which is, it came out hot compared to like the toe strike. Yeah.
So aim at the rod, draw it around the rod. Yeah, that's great. Watch it spin left now. There you go.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Zip.
8.8069.
Let's round it to 7,000, okay?
Right, now, I mean, if you're on your own, I'd say, right, do that for an hour. Just do that for an hour. But let's imagine you've done that for an hour.
Yeah.
We're going to try it off the turf now, okay?
Okay.
Now, on a dry day, and we've had a lot of rain last night, so the ground's soft, right? On a dry day, I would really, for this distance, expect little to no divot, just a little bruise. Now, you will get a divot today because of ground condition, but if you look at this divot you had earlier, it should be nothing like that now, okay?
Yeah.
So same thing, same idea. See, that's just that. I mean, it's not perfect, but that is game changer stuff. That is totally different.
Yeah, shut face.
I mean, no divot. It's just a face. You're overdoing it.
Face.
Again, like I said earlier, high performer. You're prepared to overdo it.
Yeah.
So you've got to find with a little bit of trial and error now where it is. That's even better. I mean, you can see these divots here. I mean, look at the change. Look at this divot compared to this one.
To that, yeah.
Right?
It's a little different. Yeah. The greenskeepers love it, yeah.
Yeah, much more in their good books now.
It seems like we become really good friends, like, now.
That's beautiful. That is stunning. 1 bounce, 2 bounce.
And
so much better. Love it. Okay, that's good. So that's sort of that 30 to 60 yard shot. How does that feel?
well, it's an extension of the short one, I would guess. That's how it feels like, yeah.
Yeah, good. And then we'll head to the range and do some longer shots because you're saying sometimes you struggle with just too much spin.
Sometimes, always.
Yeah,
like
always.
every
so
shot.
if you're in a full wedge,
yeah,
okay, or a 54 flat out, the trouble is you just land and just zips back too much.
I have to land it like 10 yards past the pin.
Okay, so
sometimes you just can't. Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll see if we can soften the spin, get the flight down, and because that's key as well. I mean, this is fine, but we know that often you're getting 100, 140 yard shots in, and we've got to control flight and spin better. So we'll do some of that right next. Okay, cool.
Beautiful.
Good. Right, Martin. So we're on the range now. We're hitting some. So your complaint with this, we call it like a distance wedge now, right? So we're talking about playing.
Not talking about distance in terms of like hitting as far as possible.
No, but full of wedge shots. So we're using. We've got your pitching wedge there, which is your 10 iron, and we've got a 50, a 54, and 58. And there's a little bit of wind around today. I'd say there's maybe a 15 mile an hour wind today. Yeah. And when you're playing in the wind, you struggle a bit, obviously controlling the height you were saying, and also the spin too much, yeah? Yeah. And that's what you find, yeah. So let's hit some, let's see what we get. So what loft you got there?
It's a 58.
58. And you're going to hit this full?
Well, I can. I would try to avoid it. Yeah. I mean, I can.
Let's hit one full and we'll see
what
we get, and then we'll dial down.
What about this buddy here?
There we go.
Yeah.
Good for the ground. Woven worm.
Okay, let's try to hit one full. Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's straining my neck to see that high. I've never seen a ball launch that high in my life. So that's 111.5 club head speed, miles an hour. All right.
Yeah, that does make sense.
So that's pretty hot. The apex there, the height, the peak height was 151 feet.
Yeah.
Yeah, spin rate was off the charts. I launched at 40 degrees. So there's just no control with that at all whatsoever, is there? So
no, nothing.
Let's see you just do what before we get into it. Let's just hit one more. What about a 50 degree?
Yeah.
This will be the one to do. So 50 degree again. Hit it full. Mikey. Okay, yeah, it's 112 miles an hour.
Yeah, I think the shaft is the same length.
So it's gone 140 feet, 100 and... Let's normalize the ball to the range.
How about that one?
Good. Well, that was 110 miles an hour. Yeah, 171 yards.
Yeah.
171 with a 50.
Yeah, that's the
makes
problem.
Me feel very inadequate. Right?
That is, yeah, well, that is the problem at the same time. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
You're closer than me, though.
Okay.
That's the difference.
So we're going to see if we get the height down. The big thing there is that striking out is 156 feet height.
Yeah.
Let's see if we can go to the Thinking Man's Club. Okay, we're going to go to a 10 iron.
Yeah.
And what I want you to do is grip down the club 1 inch and bring your stance in. And don't play the ball that far back. Both feet this way a little bit. That's it. Weight slightly on your left. I want you to feel like you're still a little bit more in the short game family. Mm-hmm. As in you're rotating a little bit more. Mm-hmm. Certainly less drive, less divot. Mm-hmm. And feel like you're going to keep the wrists out. So feel like you're going to swing shoulder to shoulder with less wrist hinge. Okay? So I don't want to mess around with your full normal swing, obviously, but this is more, I want you to see this part of the game for you as short game.
Yeah.
Okay, this for you, I mean, amazing as we're talking about a 170 yard shot, but you've got to feel like it's more of a short game shot. So I want to see this club, the 10 iron for you would normally go how far?
Well, when I whack it, like
yeah.
you could go 200.
You go 200, and if you
normal shot is like 175, 180.
175. Okay.
That's how I would play it.
So let's see if we can hit this like 150.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like a nice sensible 150 to 160. Okay.
Okay.
So you're going down the grip. You're going on the left side. I want you to feel like you're going shoulder to shoulder. So you're going wider to wider, like 3/4 back, 3/4 through. And that's much more of a sensible ball flight. And that is the sort of shot I would encourage you to play for you to start scoring and hitting these wedge shots much closer. So club head speed there dropped to 88 miles an hour. And it went exactly 154 yards.
Really?
Right? So 154.9. And the apex went to 91 feet.
Yeah, that's playable.
Okay.
That's playable. Yeah. That makes sense.
So you're down the grip. When you go down the grip, by the way, what happens is your left wrist gets a little flatter here. And when you go down the grip there, that takes the wrist hinge out for you, both sides of the ball. Okay.
Okay.
So it's a little bit like, if you think it this way, it's a little bit more like just a long release one shot. That's what I'm thinking. It's not too wristy, this. You're going wide and you're clipping. We're flattening the flight and we're reducing the spin, which is going to allow you to play through the winds better. And just more important, to be able to hit your number. So again, we're looking for that 155 sort of distance here. And again, that's the ball flight which I recognise. That's more the flight I would be hitting that ball at.
Yeah.
Okay, and it's not up in the heavens. Okay, 85 miles an hour. Exactly 150.0. Okay, and a launch height there at the height apex 79 feet. How does that feel?
What's the spin rate on that?
Well, the spin rate there was 8.4. I mean, these balls are a bit spinny.
Yeah. But that's okay.
So I would say that's probably 7.4 with a regular.
I mean, when I go full on this, it's like 12,000. So.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and then it's just spinning off the green.
Imagine doing that into the wind. I mean, you must get a ton of backspin on.
Impossible. I'm going 5-iron. I'm chipping it.
Yeah.
That's the only way to really do it. Yeah, it's going way too high.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. That's much wider. Does it feel wider? Shallower?
100%. Yeah, shallower. That's really what it is. It's like, I would say that swing arc is just a lot flatter and longer, right? It's just like, before it was like boom and up. Yeah. And now it feels like it's, I got more room to actually hit.
And the spin rate there dropped to 6.8.
6.8, okay, that's
6.8 with a total of 147 from a club head speed of 80.
That's good.
Again, height at 79 feet.
Okay.
Yeah, that's good. So this looks much more like your short game action. So let's take that now through the bag. Let's do the same now with the 50.
149.
Yeah, I mean, that's,
with a 50 or 58?
I go for, 50.
50.
There is.
Yeah, and I mean an 8.
Don't get scared of doing this because we're making changes at address, primarily down the grip and narrowing the stance. You see, that's reducing the ability if you get too far. And because we're going down the grip, it's flattening the wrist. That's taking a bit more wrist hinge out. And you just thinking smooth, wide to wide, and thinking shallow and thinking more short game. So we're not putting too much force into this. So again, flat out at 50 would go.
Oh, flat out. What did
you could hit 190.
Yeah. The other one was like 170.
Yeah.
So I would guess like this is now like a 135.
I'd love 135, 140. Yeah. If you think the wedge there, the 10-iron for you was just going a nice to 155, short 150, 155. If we can get 135, 140 out of this would be nice and sensible. So same sort of thing. That's it. So it popped up a little higher, that one.
It's a little higher.
But still manageable.
I agree. Also a lot less spin, I would guess. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, 270. You got that a little heavy, I think. That took a bit off.
Or that's wrong. I'm not quite sure. Oh,
now
look at that.
That is beautiful ball flight.
Look at that.
Yeah, that was pure. So.
Oh, that like came out.
That was 79.5. Okay. We
got at 114.
Yeah.
We got to hit a little further.
Yeah, 114. Yeah. too soft, believe it or not, but the flight came down to 57 feet.
Yeah,
I bet you've never seen it come out that low.
That's good stuff. And that with the ball position forward.
Yeah, exactly.
That's really cool. That is the shot.
Love that shot.
That's the shot.
And on a green, that is just going 1 bounce, 2 bounce, dead.
Stop.
There is no way that's coming back, okay?
Yeah.
No way. That is just such a good
125, coming closer.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm nowhere close to actually hitting the golf ball. I mean, it's like...
Do you still feel as if we're still on the short game area?
It's, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's like pitching.
Yeah. We gave that a little bit more. That should be the number now.
Yeah. I would say that's right on number, distance-wise. Come on, 30. Yeah, there we go. 130.5, but yeah.
I don't think it'll take you long, Martin, to get a series of numbers you can rely on doing this action, and then you can go between them a little bit.
How would you do that then? Like, would you just change the backswing length? Would you like
to go between the numbers?
Yeah, like would you do a clock system? Like
what I like to do is to actually change the width of the stance and how much you go up and down the grip. Like so, so I do I call it my address system. So I go 1 club head between the middle of my feet, down the grip almost to the bottom there. And because you go down the grip, you come in closer. And if I take a backswing now, you grab the shaft and then try and take that to the top of the swing for me. Try and complete my backswing all the way to the top. Now I'm barely holding that, and you're a pretty strong guy, right? My arm won't go. You see, I'm not holding it.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is how I'm setting up with the weight down the left there, how I'm positioning myself, that's giving me a governor, it's giving me a limit of how far I can go back. So I don't actually need to think about how far I go back. My setup does that for me.
Yeah.
So every pitch shot I'm hitting, it's basically a full swing for the setup that I give myself. So if I wanted to now go hit the ball a little bit further, I go to a 2 club head, I go middle of the grip, I go still weight left, I go further away because I've gone up the grip now. So now I can go there. And then if I want to go a little further, I go more this way, and I can go there. So I'd play around with that. See if you can do it. See if you can set up for a 2 club head width stance. And go down the grip a little bit more. So really down into the middle of the grip now. And then weight left. And then take a backswing. Can you feel a resistance?
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. And then we want to see if we can feel that point. Don't panic when you get to that point. And just open up and keep it smooth and keep it wide. And clip it. Feel like you're clipping it. But the key is, can you just feel a point? Obviously, you've got to monitor your speed. I mean, this is your engine here.
Yeah.
No, your chest. You've got to feel like that's turning at the consistent speed. We should be good at. You've got to feel that. Okay, but the backswing length is a good governor to get on top of and use some consistency in length.
And then basically what you're doing is you're testing all those distances, and then for every distance you have like 1 or 2 different variations, combinations.
Yeah, totally, yeah, exactly. But I'm a big believer in becoming like really absolutely world class at maybe 2 numbers. Like, can you hit 50 and can you hit say 70 in your sleep? You know, just nail those 2 numbers. And the players I've worked with, if they can do that, they can easily, let's say they can hit a 50 dead easily because I've just practiced so many times, or they can hit a 70. If you give them a 60, they can feel 10. You know, you can feel 10 yards on or off. You can do that. So I'm not a fan of just trying to learn every number. I don't think you become an expert at that, but if you can learn 2 numbers and learn to do it in your sleep, you can go either side.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Okay, yeah. Okay.
You can feel it.
So then 50 and 60 is like...
Well, that would be for, I mean, for you, a 50 is just
for me,
a chip, right? But,
yeah, exactly. For me, it might be like a 70 and 100.
It's all relative. Exactly.
70 and 100, yeah.
Yes, exactly.
That's cool. That's good stuff.
Lovely shot. Yeah. Really sensible ball flight. And then we could go to the 54. And same thing. So that's good. You're getting sort of 125 to 130 out of that. So now let's see if we can get 115 out of your 54.
115, okay.
So we go nice and narrow with the feet. We go weight left. we go wide to wide, and we think shallow.
Okay.
Clip.
Okay. Holy smokes, that was so sick. Oh. What'd you say, 115 to 120?
110.
110, okay.
110.
A bit too much spin, huh?
At a launch angle of 22, the height
Oh,
apex
12,000 spin.
64, 12,000. Well, you're going to get that now. You've got a little bit more loft in your hand, but that was a low launching, high spinning shot. It's not screwing back.
Yeah.
You know,
with that land angle, it wouldn't exactly. Suck back. Yeah.
What a ball flight.
That is sick. I guess that one went 109.6.
106.43 out.
The other way around.
But I mean, how does this feel as a shot? Do you feel you can control this?
It feels like a pitch.
Yeah, right.
So
just an extension of what we've done.
Yes, exactly. It's exactly the same thing.
Yeah.
But with a different release, right? I'm not flipping at this much,
right?
Right.
So can you show me now an 80-yard shot with the 54? So get down the grip a little bit more, feel a little closer. But I want to see.
Would you go wider with this now?
Well, you could do. I mean, that'd be your personal feel. I mean, that's your call. But what I want to see here now is, can you actually hit a little bit of a draw in there? Mm-hmm. Okay. Can you show me that little draw pitch shot that we were doing? So I reckon on the practice area, we were probably up to, on the short game area, we were up to about 60 yards. Mm-hmm. So can we now just squeeze another 20 out of that? Mm-hmm. But pretty much the same technique. You know, we're still hitting that little draw feel.
Okay.
There's a draw. Carried 76.
83.6. I mean, we don't count that, do we?
No.
You want the carry, yeah?
Carry on this one.
76. Okay.
Yeah. No, that's the best one you've hit today. That was a real clipper. Do you feel that clip?
It's got to be a bit shorter.
76.6.
No, I mean, but I'm happy
for you, Mike.
It's all good.
You've had a big disparity in distance control. We're now moaning the fact we've left it 9 feet short of the hole.
You know what happened? Yeah, exactly. And you know what happened every now and then when I did like this type of technique? It was always like, all of a sudden went like super low, hot, over the green, ran like crazy, and boom, we're probably like 95 yards. Yeah, 84, and then it rolls. Look, to 90, 93.
Yeah.
That was the problem. And now with these shots, it's the opposite.
Stopping within 3 yards. It's just going one bounce, hop, stop.
Exactly. And the flight is... So would you recommend, like, now I'm using the 54. Would you recommend, how did that come out? Would you recommend doing a lot, like play around with lower lofts?
Oh gosh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
You've got to learn, can you hit a stronger loft softly with a softer flight?
78.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Yeah.
Right.
No spin on that thing.
No.
Yeah.
So does that make sense? You're going to game that, yeah?
100%. So my next step then is to just go, how would you approach that when I'm trying to find my short game gapping? Would you start with a 58 and go?
Yeah, I'd go, because you're pretty unique, that's what I would do. I'd do the 58. I'd hit one full, but a sensible full.
Yeah.
So you've got that number, you know what that is. And then I would play around with these different distances, which we've talked about. And then you've got to find 3 numbers. And find a numbers really middle of the grip, kind of nice, two club pads apart there, as you were doing, going wide to wide, and just get on a sim and just get your carry numbers on that. But make sure the carry number is correct on the right ball flight. So you really keep an eye on 2 things. Keep an eye on the height, apex, that's absolutely vital. Half an eye on smash, and then read on carry. And just see how consistent you get in that carry. And like you say, I'd aim for, you're really good at 2 numbers, but practice with 50 and 54 the most. Because the stronger a loft, it forces you to calm this down. Like you were just hitting, like we're taking like 80 yards off your 50-yard shot, there, a 50-degree shot.
Crazy, isn't it?
Yeah? Which sounds like a tough skill, but you've done it. You've done it really quickly.
So is it?
I've got no doubts you'll get this.
Look, is it like when I'm gunning the flag, right, and I get an 80-yard shot? Would I play that 75, or like what kind of carry would I play that with that trajectory? Because it's landing, hopping, stopping. Right?
Yeah. So
how long is that hop?
That's going to be about 6-7 feet.
Okay, so I play.
So you're playing a 78.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know that, but you're that good now. We're on points.
Yeah, it's true.
Right? So
I just played 109.7. That's what I'll do from now on. I just try to, like, my course management is just revolving around that number from now on, right? I just try to place it at 109.7.
That's all it does. Exactly. Listen, great work today.
Thanks, Dan. I appreciate it. Thank you. That was a lot of fun.
Lots to work on.
I learned a lot, actually. I got a lot of interesting new stuff, especially for me to work on, and that's pretty cool. Okay. By the way, last question. Do you when do you put a glove on?
I put a glove on from around about 50 yards. So anything less than that, when I'm really what I call greenside short game, I'll take it off. I want a bit more feel.
Okay.
But really, when you start getting to your speeds, I'll put.
So these are all.
I put a glove on for all. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yes, around the green, I'd take it off, get a bit more feel.
Yeah, makes sense.
All right. Good work.
Thanks, man.
All right. Cheers.